Soulmates. They talk about soulmates like it's fate. Like if someone's meant for you, it'll work out no matter what. But timing ruins more real connections than anything else ever will. Think about it. You can meet someone who's everything you've ever wanted, but if you're still healing, still guarded, still figuring yourself out, you may not even recognize what's in front of you. You're not ready. They're not ready. And love, no matter how real, can't carry two people at war with themselves. Psychologically, we are wired to receive only what we think we are worthy of. So if you're in a season where you doubt your value, you're going to sabotage the very thing you always dreamed of. Not because it wasn't real, but because you couldn't hold it yet. It's not always about damage. Sometimes it's logistics. Maybe they lived one city over for 5 years. You just never crossed paths. Or maybe they were in the room with you the entire time, but you looked in the wrong direction. Research in psychology even backs this up. Our sense of connection is highly contextual. What we call chemistry, it's often proximity, timing, and emotional readiness all lined up. Studies show that we bond most with people that we consistently see during transitional moments. It's called the mirror exposure effect. The more you encounter someone, especially during emotional shifts, the more likely you are to attach. Now imagine if someone else was in this role instead. Someone just as kind, just as compatible, but they never got the chance. Not because they weren't in the right place at the right time. But the truth is that you might have met your most compatible person, but it didn't work out. Not because the feelings weren't there, but because life gets in the way. Because people grow at different speeds. Because timing does matter. That doesn't mean love isn't real. That means that love requires alignment, hearts, minds, timing, readiness, all of it. Because maybe soulmates aren't one magical person. Maybe there are many people who, in a different timeline, could have been everything. And maybe the saddest part, you don't always know when you're in the moment until you look back and think, if only we met sooner. If only we met later. If only I had known what I know now. But you can't live life in the what ifs. You have to live in what's now. And just because something beautiful didn't last, doesn't mean it was wasted. Some people come into your life to show you what's possible, to teach you what your value is, to open your heart. So don't miss the next one because of this time. Maybe next time, the timing will be right. Everyone's out here trying to find themselves. Like who you're meant to be is buried somewhere, behind the next trip, job, or heartbreak, or journal prompts. But maybe you don't find yourself. Maybe you build yourself, bit by bit, version by version. And maybe none of those versions were wrong. Even the ones that made mistakes. Even the ones that settled, or stayed too long, or lost themselves trying to be loved. They weren't failures. They were drafts. Necessary, honest, becoming. The truth is, there's no final form of you waiting at the end of some spiritual scavenger hunt. No one wakes up suddenly is one day just found and perfectly whole. You just keep growing, shredding, choosing. You're not a problem to solve. You're a life to live. So don't shame who you were before. They got you here. Even if they didn't always know better, they were trying. And you're still trying. You're not late, you're just lost. And you're evolving. And that's not something you find, it's something you create again and again. And that's beautiful. Because it means you're not stuck with one version of yourself forever. You can shift, rebuild, rewrite as many times as it takes. And there's no finish line, just moments, meanings, and a million chances to begin again.